It's conventional for an opening sequence because of like the credits at the beginning, like directed by and produced by and stuff like that.
Okay. I think you could have used a dolly when when he's walking along, because it was quite shaky at times.
Anyone else? Let's talk about those titles a little bit. Do we like the design of them, the font, the way they move? What do we like about them? What could we improve about them to make them more conventional? What do we think?
Maybe the directed by and edited by and stuff could be smaller than the names.
Okay. It's a bit more differentiation in them. What else do we think? Do we think the font was appropriate?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Let's talk about some of the filming then. So Nat said it's about the dolly shot in the car park, the tracking section. Is that the bit you meant?
Yeah.
Okay. And what other things could we say about the filming, the camera work and stuff? Positive and constructive comments? Rosie?
On the panning shot where it goes from the camera being in front of him, pans, and then it's behind him when he walks into the car, it's a bit wonky, so it looks a bit off.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. If you had used a tripod and a dolly, it wouldn't have been slanted. So I think, unless that was what the thing you were trying to achieve, but like to me, it looked like it was done because you hadn't had a tripod.
Sophie, what did you think of the shot that was kind of like down at the feet walking?
It was interesting from the point of view, but maybe it wasn't exactly point of view because it was a bit lower down than what an eyeline would be. But I feel like maybe the time it was done was slightly too long. It was a bit like motiony, but I like the idea of it.
Cool, thank you, Neve.
I thought the music went well with like the genre of the video.
Good, yeah? Go on.
I don't think it felt like a trailer, which is good. Like, I think that was really good. It was clearly like the opening sequence. Obviously, like, I understood the storyline, but for me, I think, unless this is your genre, it seemed a bit like gritty realism. Is that the right one? I think that's the right one.
I think that...
Was it that, or was it, what's adulthood and kidulthood?
Yeah,
Is that gritty realism instead of crime? I mean, obviously they do cross over, but I think it did seem a little bit unconventional for crime.
I wasn't really sure what sort of genre it was.
I probably would have said gritty realism rather than crime, just because of the music, I think.
Yeah,
And
okay.
just the fact it's a sort of urban location.
Kind of it went together, didn't it? That the juxtaposition of the sound and the setting to kind of create that idea of gritty realism. Ego, what were you going to say?
When there were different shots, like the editing, like added like good continuity, as there was like no harsh like cross cuts between the scenes.
Good.
It's good.
Was there anything missing that you'd expect from an opening sequence?
The production companies. There was no production companies.
Yeah, production company logos definitely. What else might have been missing? What do we not know about that film?
The title.
Yeah. So
Oh no.
title would be quite an important somewhere in your opening sequence.
Sorry, no, I didn't
So kind of layering that.
I think with the titles at the bottom, that whole sort of them coming in wasn't really like conventional of that genre. I think it looked quite unprofessional.
The way that the titles went in and then moved out of the screen, so the sort of wiping effect.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe have a look at that. Think about your genre, to kind of the way that your titles and your credits are going to move, and the placement of them in relation to your genre as well. Yeah, good. Obviously, they filmed in an underground car park, which is quite tricky in terms of lighting. How successful was that? Zoe?
It was good, but when he was walking up to the car, like you couldn't really see what was going on, like what he was going to.
So when he moved towards the back of the car park, it got a little bit darker, maybe. Yeah. What about the sequence inside of a car? That's notoriously difficult to kind of film, and the sound quality inside of a car. It's not great. What do we think of that? Was it successful?
I think maybe more variety of shots because it was just from the back. Maybe if you had one like outside the car, or like where you could actually see their like positioning and like the car. That's quite conventional of like crime as well. So
Yeah.
maybe you could have something like that.
Obviously, you couldn't hear it very well in the car, but I think the lighting was quite good. Like you could see everything that's going on. Like given the fact that they were in a dark underground car park, so I think that was quite successful.
I did think the lighting was a bit odd though, because like obviously you've got the flare from the lights outside, so it wasn't like their faces weren't very well lit.
So So maybe think about bringing in some extra lights to kind of highlight the things that you think are really important. You could use props though. Particularly giving them an old Nokia phone. I thought that was a really kind of conventional detail. Showed that you were thinking about the small things in terms of mise en scène as well. Anything to do with mise en scène in terms of costume and stuff? What do we think there? Was that appropriate? Did we notice anything about costume?
The hood, like the hood going up, sort of made it quite like, gritty.
Yeah.
So
It does lean it towards more gritty.
What would we expect someone of that, a character like that in a crime film to be wearing, if not that outfit? So we're saying that the hoodie makes it look a little bit gritty realism.
Yeah.
To make it a bit more crime, what could that character wear?
Something a little bit more, I don't know, not casual. I'm not sure.
Mhm. So less casual than like a tracksuit.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We kind of I think the tracksuit kind of stereotypes him as being a chav, which is what we associate with that look, and that leads you down a gritty realism path, doesn't it? Slightly. So maybe
Also
thinking about that
crime
again.
part, though. I think the hood would be fine for crime.
Okay.
Because you can associate it with both genres.
Yeah, and like I said, there's quite a lot of crossover, isn't there? Any other feedback for that one?